Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Riley Livingston. Breaking news out of Oxford tonight. I'm going to go ahead and toss things over to Courtney Robb for the latest details. What can you tell us, Courtney?
Riley, Ole Miss found the Rebels' newest head football coach, Florida Atlanta University head coach Lane Kiffin. Ole Miss athletic director Keith Carter making an official announcement this evening that Kiffin will become the 39th head coach in program history. Carter stating at the beginning of the search, Ole Miss wanted someone that could walk in and instantly command a room. Carter confirming that Coach Kiffin checked off every box for the Rebels. Kiffin comes to Ole Miss after spending 3 seasons with the Owls, and prior to his years at FAU, 4 seasons of experience coaching in the SEC. Kiffin has worked as the offensive coordinator under Alabama head coach Nick Saban from the years 2014 to 2016, serving as well as the head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers in 2009, before later moving on to a head coaching job at USC. If you're wondering if Kiffin knows how to win, he finished up his 3-year stint at FAU by securing his 2nd Conference USA title this afternoon, 49-6 against UAB. Coach Kiffin's official introduction will be Monday at 1 p.m. Riley.
Thanks, Courtney. An afternoon car chase in Amory ends with 1 suspect in custody. Lieutenant Andy Long with the Amory Police Department says officers attempted to stop a suspect leaving a business on Highway 278 when she fled. Long says she turned on Highway 25 South and then collided with another motorist near Dan Taylor Road. The suspect then allegedly fled on foot and fought officers before being taken into custody. The Amory Police Department, Monroe County Sheriff's Office, and Mississippi Highway Patrol worked the chase. The case remains under investigation.
A pretty calm and quiet night here in Starkville. We're taking a look from the MDOT camera. They're at Highway 12 and Stark Road. You can't tell from this image, but the clouds are just starting to roll in with temperatures already down into the 40s in Starkville. Everybody tonight, overnight, on their way down into the 40s, 45 for our low here in Columbus. Maybe some upper 30s out to the west. Also maybe a little bit of patchy fog over there. Tomorrow, more clouds filter in ahead of our rain chances this week. I'll break all those chances down for you coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks to the efforts of a 12-year-old TUPELO student, some military families received some much-needed shoes this Christmas season. WCBI's Chad Groening has the story.
They lined up at Shoe Carnival in Tupelo to receive a free pair of shoes. Hannah Donaldson is a 7th grader at Tupelo Christian Preparatory School, and her organization is called A Child on a Mission. Her project is called Boots on the Ground.
I thought about my family member that is deployed in Iraq, and I thought about his son because he never used to see his father for Christmas. And I thought that I should give back to others that also don't have any shoes for Christmas.
Donaldson says people were amazed how someone her age could organize an event like this.
People are surprised because of how old I am and how tall I am, but they're also very proud of me.
And young Hannah says this is part of her calling to be a missionary.
I was called to be a missionary at 9 years old, and I had to accept it at 9, but my parents were a little skeptical. So I just started my mission work at 11.
Well, I tell you what, for a 12-year-old, she has a phenomenal heart. God has really given Hannah a phenomenal heart, and she's able to just come up with a lot of things, but as well as other people that is a part of A Child on a Mission. We've been able to orchestrate this and sit down and really listen to her vision and bring it to pass.
And Hannah's mom believes it is important to support service members and their families.
They risk their lives to protect us and make sure that we're able to do the things that we're doing now without having war. And so it's very important for us to keep our boots on the ground and make sure that the family that they've left behind is well taken care of.
Sergeant Benjamin Parker is a member of the Mississippi Army National Guard who grew up at the Tupelo Children's Mansion.
It's amazing to think, the National Guard is about a community and, serving our country and our community. So when a 12-year-old comes to me with an idea to, collect a bunch of shoes for not only kids, but, kids of soldiers that are deployed overseas, I think it's a huge deal. I mean, she's 12 years old and she's doing something that some people can't even dream to do.
And Parker, who has been deployed twice, understands how important this kind of support is for troops and families. They gave away 70 pairs of shoes on this day. Chad Groening, WCBI News, Tupelo.
And Hannah says she's already making plans to attend Stanford University in California when she finishes her time at TCPS. More than 60 Saltillo school students were recognized for completing a special community service project today. They are graduates of the class of 004 of the Saltillo Tiger Achievers. It is open to kids from the 5th through the 12th grade and focuses on community service, conduct, and character. The 4-month weekend program empowers kids to take a greater role in the community. DEUNDRIA POOLE of the Saltillo Police Department is the program director.
We focus on a lot of things like CPR. We focus on job interviewing skills, self-defense, being respectful to themselves, how to dress, how to conduct themselves in public. We take them through a lot of training and a lot of procedures to make sure that they're equipped to be able to deal with those challenges that they may face in life.
Poole says they normally do 2 classes a year, but may expand it to 3. He says their program is pretty well unique to Saltillo. It is completely run by the Saltillo Police Department. Today in Ackerman at the National Guard Armory, they held a Christmas celebration. Many of the soldiers spent last Christmas away from their families last year, but now they are back and they received a hero's welcome. The Chamber of Commerce fed them and presented them with a plaque showing them that they appreciate the sacrifices. One city is making sure that amidst the holiday hustle and bustle, it takes time to remember those lost in one of its darkest days. The city of Smithville held a tree lighting ceremony at the Memorial Park tonight. The park was built to remember the lives of 16 residents lost in the 2011 tornado. On the tree are 16 red bows, one for each resident lost.
We had a tree lighting ceremony this year. We've done it several years, but we do it to bring the community together and to remember the 16 that we lost during the tornado, but we want the community to continue to grow and still keep those people in mind.
The town also hosted its annual Christmas parade tonight. Residents lined Highway 25 as floats passed on by, tossing candy and singing Christmas carols. Santa even made an appearance and greeted all the boys and girls in the area. And in Caledonia, Santa made an appearance tonight at the town's annual Christmas parade. Residents lined the streets as floats, fire trucks, and more passed on through. Local businesses opened up to offer free holiday goodies for Christmas in Caledonia. After the parade, there was a tree lighting ceremony, nutcracker dance performance, visits with Santa, Christmas caroling, and more. Is the real reason for the season. Coming up, we take a look at a local church who is looking to keep the spirit alive. Stay with us. Back, Christmas means shopping and celebrating with family and friends, but for many it is also a time to reflect on the birth of Christ. Our DeAndrea Turner visited a Eupora church spreading Christmas cheer with a trip back in time. DeAndrea?
That's right, Riley. Members of Crossway Church of God say they don't want the real meaning of Christmas to get lost, so they brought the Christmas story to life with a live nativity.
Dozens of visitors walked through a rebuilt Bethlehem, witnessing a reenactment of the story of the birth of baby Jesus. The live nativity scene at Crossway Church of God featured a marketplace to the shepherds.
If so, the angel spoke of it earlier. He came by here earlier, but we sent it on to the end to find room.
To Mary, Joseph, and baby Jesus, and ended with the wise men.
I'm going to save the world. I want to help out whoever I can. I just, it's all for the glory of God.
Over 30 volunteers from the church came together to make the nativity walking tour so special. There was even live animals like Henry the camel. Lead pastor Chris Ray says it is important for the church to bring this message to the community in a living, breathing way.
Our hope is that they would all see that Jesus is the reason for this season.
And many who came appreciated the church's mission and the timely message.
Wow. It was amazing.
All of it very special to the community.
It was more than I expected. It really displayed the birth of Jesus Christ.
And this was the church's first year ever hosting a live nativity.
We're going to see some clouds build across the area through the day on Sunday. Maybe a shower or two, but better rain chances are going to return to the forecast for us later through the day on Monday and especially on Tuesday. Now, you see that high on Tuesday, 52? We're actually going to be in the 30s by the afternoon. I'll break that forecast down for you coming up right after this. Stay with us.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Trevor Burchett.
Well, many areas stayed mostly sunny or totally sunny all through the day today, but there have been a few different layers of clouds hanging around across the area today. See these darker areas on the map? That's the lower level cloud cover, and that's what's been hanging out in the Delta all through the day today. Right there along I-55 stayed mostly cloudy. And you see this up here, so that's some of the higher level clouds. That's going to be filtering in overnight tonight and into your day on Sunday. Here's that time lapse from the Alpha Insurance Camera Network. Notice a little bit of cloud cover in Vernon. That's some of that lower level cloud cover we were talking about. Nearly everybody else staying mostly sunny with the exception of Louisville, seeing a few clouds off to the east there. Very nice day. Temperatures felt nice, but they don't feel nice right now. It's definitely getting a little chilly out there. We're down to 43 in Tupelo. Off to the west where we saw that cloud cover, we're already down into the 30s, 39 in Oxford. More sunshine off to the east. We're still almost 50 in Macon. We're 46 in Vernon right now. Also 49 for our friends over in Aliceville, Alabama. In general, overnight tonight, I think we'll get down to a low of about 45, but with as much variance we have in the temperature already, some areas could get down to the low 30s. Some areas might stay in the upper 40s. Just depends on where you are. Clouds are going to start to build in through the night tonight and into the day tomorrow. I think we'll start off Sunday with a mix of sun and clouds. More clouds building, though, through the day with a high right there around that 60-degree mark. Can't rule out a few isolated showers through the day, especially in the afternoon, so probably a good idea to just keep that umbrella handy or maybe keep the rain jacket in the car just in case. Better rain chances are going to come in for us on Monday. This is starting off at 11 a.m. Notice we stay dry through much of the day on Monday, but as this cold front approaches late in the day on Monday overnight, that's when we'll start to see some of those rain chances increase. Maybe a rumble of thunder with this. I think most of it's just going to be rainfall. That continues overnight Monday through the day on Tuesday. Once that cold front passes, light rain continuing all through the day. Kind of more of a nuisance more than anything, especially with these temperatures falling all through the day. Light rain sticks around through the day on Tuesday, finally gets out of here after sunset, and I think by late Tuesday night into the day on Wednesday will be dry. A lot of the clouds are going to stick around, though. We'll call it a mix of sun and clouds through the day on Wednesday. Now, Monday, starting out in the 60s for a lot of us, but once that cold front comes through the day on Tuesday, we're going to drop from the 50s in the morning to the 30s in the evening. So very, very cold through the day on Tuesday. Make sure you grab that jacket. Temperatures don't go much of anywhere through the week. Still in the 50s through the end of the week with a mix of sun and clouds.
The final evening of the high school football season. Find out your 4A and 5A title winners when we come back.
Courtney Robb.
The West Point Green Wave with a chance to make history. The Greenies trying to bring home the team's 4th consecutive state title. The action down in Hattiesburg. First things first, a big thanks to our sponsor, Carl Hogan Toyota. The 2020 Tacoma getting our crew there safely and in style. Well, let's see if West Point head coach Chris Chambliss and his squad can pull it off. West Point taking on Picayune at the Rock for the 5A state title. Maroon Tide on the board first after a 12-play drive. Running back Cameron Thomas punches it in from 10 yards out. Makes it 7-0 Picayune. West Point answers right away. Quarterback Brandon Harris breaks a tackle, dives into the end zone for the touchdown. It's a tie ball game early on. West Point in scoring position. The first pass of the game fakes out everyone. Wide receiver Corbin Kelly to tight end TJ Anderson. West Point takes the 14-7 lead. Green Wave taking over. Brandon Harris rolling out, finds wide receiver Jordan Rupert wide open. Rupert taking it 60 yards into the house to make it 21-7 West Point. The Maroon Tide scored twice in 18 seconds. Kelly throws, is picked off by Picayune's Jalen Hall. Hall bringing it all the way back for a touchdown. Picayune misses the extra point. It's 21-20 at the break. And right out of the half, West Point hits first. Brandon Harris battles his way into the end zone. Second touchdown of the day makes it 28-20. Green Wave in the lead. 31-20 West Point. Picayune hits again with the big play. The pass across the middle to running back Cameron Thomas. A 70-yard touchdown. They go for 2. It's no good. So West Point still leading 31-26. Time to end it. Harris rolls right. A deep throw across the middle to TJ Anderson. Anderson getting loose from there. All the way down into the red zone. Sets up beast mode. The big fella, Kelvonte Gibbs, rumbles in for the touchdown. West Point leads 38-26. Last chance for Picayune. Quarterback Eisen Hickman rolls out, throws the incomplete pass. West Point with the goal line stand. Throwing up the fours for the 4th straight year, the West Point Green Wave are the football state champions, defeating Picayune 38-26. Head coach Chris Chambliss says his team told him all week they'd complete that 4-peat.
The game went about like I expected it to go. Good, hard-fought game, both sides. My hat's off to Picayune, Coach Lee. He done a tremendous job there and his coaching staff. But, you know, our guys are resilient. You know, we came up big in this one. You know, they told me all week long, we got it, Coach, and they proved it to me tonight.
Losing not in my category right now, you know. All we do is win. That's what Green Wave. We get overlooked, but today we made history.
The dot pushed us harder. Like, we know we were doubted. A lot of folks thought we weren't going to do it. We pushed harder. The dot pushed us.
It's a good feeling every time. I don't know what to say right now. My last game, I went out with a bang.
The Corinth Warriors back in the title game for the first time since 2001. Find out if the Warriors can pull it off when we come back. Welcome back. One more opportunity to play underneath the lights for the Corinth Warriors. The stakes higher than normal. Corinth in the title game for the first time in 18 years, with a chance for the Warriors' first ever gold ball victory. Let's get to that action down in Hattiesburg. The Warriors taking on Poplarville in this one. In Corinth, commanding early. Warriors, 3rd play from scrimmage. Quarterback DT Sheffield gets loose. The man is too fast. A 60-yard touchdown. Corinth up 7-0. Poplarville would answer with a touchdown of their own. However, wouldn't matter. Sheffield pitched to running back Tam Patterson. Leaps into the end zone for the touchdown. Makes it 14-7 Corinth. Next drive, same result. Tam this time ×2. Rumbles in for the 4-yard touchdown. Corinth piling it on, makes it 21-7. Warriors make it 4 drives, 4 touchdowns. Sheffield, play action. Deep throw to wide receiver DK Gaines. Gaines off to the races. To the end zone he goes. Touchdown. It's 28-7. Corinth in the lead right before halftime. You know the deal by now. Sheffield back to pass. No one open. Takes it himself. 30 yards. To the end zone he goes. 5 first-half drives. 5 touchdowns for Corinth. They lead 34-7 at the break. The domination continuing in the second half. Patterson keeps the feet moving. Breaks through the pile. A 35-yard touchdown. Corinth doesn't punt for the 3rd consecutive game. For the first time ever, the Corinth Warriors are the football state champions, defeating Poplarville 55-21 to win the 4A crown. The message before the dominant effort, leave no doubt.
We've been practicing this for a long time, you know. We always had that chip on our shoulder, so we had to come and finish unfinished business. A lot of people counted us out, doubted us, and didn't think we was going to win it. And all we did was just block all that out, keep pushing. We knew what we had to do, and we just handled business.
It means when I'm closing the casket, when Lord take my soul, I know somebody going to remember me as a state champion.
It's the last time, you know, go out on top. I mean, last time I get to put on this jersey, you know, I had to rep it right.
When we walked out of the locker room before the game, I've told them to leave no doubt. For the whole state of Mississippi, no doubt. Because a lot of people have kind of underestimated us all along, and I said, after today, there'll be no doubt left.
4 out of the 5 teams in our area making the trip down south, now able to return home with a gold ball in their hands. And lucky for us, WCBI Sports' Tom Ebel was there to witness all the action and joins us live from Hattiesburg with more. Hey, Tom.
Courtney, you just talked about the Corinth Warriors, and there's one stat in that's just out of this world. Corinth didn't punt for 3 straight games. What a season for the Warriors. They were the sleeper coming out of 4A, and they were able to beat teams like Itawamba, AHS, Greenwood, and now Poplarville to win their first ever football state championship. Head coach Todd Lowry also said after the game that all the players all day long were telling him, we got you. Everything's going to be good. And here's a fun one for you. DT Sheffield back in March said on his Twitter account, Corinth will win the state championship. So DT and company holding up their word. And Courtney talked a little bit about before, the West Point Green Wave. They've now tied South Panola with the most state championships in the state of Mississippi, the 11th state championship in the history of West Point Green Wave football. What a game. I mean, if you look at the game, Picayune was the top offense in the state of Mississippi. They averaged 53 points per game, and West Point holds them to 26 and holds Cameron Thomas, one of the best runners in the nation, to one of his lowest outputs all year long. So Chris Chambliss and company coming up with a huge win yet again. I asked Coach after the game what the senior group meant to him. He told me, don't make me cry. Obviously every group is special, but this one went through a heck of a season to be the state championship for the 4th straight year. So 4 teams come away with state championship trophies here in Hattiesburg. A heck of a way to end football season. Reporting here inside the Rock, Tom Elbow for WCBI Sports. Courtney, back to you.
Thank you, Tom. And right before we end the evening, 2nd-ranked LSU top in 4th-ranked Georgia, 37-10. A fantastic job by quarterback Joe Burrow, completing 74% of his passage, 4 touchdowns, and no picks this evening. Another great performance by the Tigers there. That's it for sports. We'll have more for you when we come back. Stay with us.
Let us on those rain chances to WCBI.com/weather.
We hope everyone has a great night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.